Jason, I had a really cool day the other day over at the Lamberts, who are diamonds with us. And there was a train track, Jason. And, you know, if you look at what happened to me after 3 accidents, now 4, when Pastor Jerry and I got creamed in the back in Arkansas a couple weeks ago, heading to Atlanta to meet some folks. That's 4 accidents now. That, thank God that wasn't a total. The other 3 were totaled accidents. When I found Lifewave, when I knew about Lifewave, but when Peter LeBerry put on the X39 on my foot that was the size of a football, I got pictures of that. My life changed, and I wasn't expecting to do Lifewave at the time. I was doing something that, hold on, let me get back in here. I was doing a company of a dear friend of mine owned, I won't say the name, but at the weight that I wasn't very successful because that was a weight loss company. Because after 3 accidents and inflammation and depression, I ballooned up from 250 to 350, and that's not a good hair day, especially when you were an athlete before. And anyway, it caused major foot pain, and the foot pain got so bad I had to get dropped off at the Walmart in a scooter, and I didn't want to live that way. I really wanted to check out, but I didn't want to not do it that way. So I decided to fight, and Peter called me on a Thursday. I'll never forget it. I was in Temecula. He was in Orange County. He said, "Mr. Passion, I have a gift for you." Peter was always with me in some of the companies, especially Gano Coffee. We put 179,000 people in that company before some things happened that were out of our control. But we stayed friends. And I said, "Peter, I'm not in the mood. I don't think I'm going to do network marketing anymore." He said, "What do you mean? Do you have a gift?" I said, "Well, I've been let down too many times." And he said, "Well, just come get the gift. I'm not going to mail it to you." So I remember Scott Stansfield picking me up, and I went down and met Peter on a Thursday, walked in his bedroom. He always does his business and has a computer in there. It's a Thursday night, about 7:30, and he put this little round patch on my foot. He put a X39 on the top of my right foot and a pain patch, Life Ice Wave, on the bottom of my heel. And I can't say I felt miraculous healing after that or miraculous help after that, but 2 days later, I'm driving with Scott, and he had to drive because I kept falling asleep. I think at the time I had narcolepsy. And I said, "Scott, I don't have a pain in my foot." He about pulled over because he had to hear it every day about what I was suffering. And that started the journey into what we have now. Now I want to talk about that for a second. Look at the power of one person. If Peter doesn't call me with the gift of Lifewave, you all might have heard about it, and you all might have came in through another channel. But because Peter was consistent to stay on me, because he knew I needed it, like all of us are going to need it at some time in our life. Now we've got thousands of people, the beautiful people in Nigeria, the people in Mexico coming in, the Philippines now open, Boy over there. I love that name, Boy Mullig. And I love everyone in this team because you all have heart. And I'd rather have a person with heart. There's no saying, give me a person with passion over a person with talent. And all of you have the passion, you wouldn't be on this call. So the journey started with me getting on that patch, me creating a story, because you have to be a story of the story. And the story was the patch took my pain away enough while the X39 was working on my entire body. Now, getting back to the train the other day, I walked all the way down when I saw the end of the train. Now, I couldn't even walk outside to get my mail 10 months ago. I'm going back today because I want to double that walk. I remember Pastor Jerry taking a picture of me, putting my arms up with a train going by. And he said, "That's the best picture I've seen on this trip. We've been on the road for over 60 days. We all went to we went to the home office. We drove cross country." But I want to make an analogy that this journey that we're on is kind of like a train. You can get on anytime you want. You can get off when you want. And sometimes the train doesn't take you where you want to go. But if you get the right mindset, and you get the ticket, then the train could take you to places that you've only dreamed of. So we're on this journey with the train called Lifewave. And let me tell you a little bit about network marketing. When Amway came out and forged the presence and made it available and fought the wars to keep network marketing not a pyramid, which it isn't. It is, but everything's a pyramid, but not an illegal one. Then the industry became known as a place for people to sell products. Well, every industry in network marketing has had a good run. Amway still has a decent run, but they're a multi-billion-dollar company. Nu Skin has had the greatest run next to Amway, and you got to put Mary Kay up there. But the biggest earners haven't come from travel. They haven't come from anything but nutrition mainly, and mainly the biggest are in the health and wellness and the beauty industry. And the evolution of Lifewave will make us, in my opinion, in the top 3 to 4 the world's ever seen. We may hit number 1. Mr. Schmidt has a gift from whatever you want to call your source to have information, I believe, given to him to biohack the body to a level that we've never seen before in our lifetime. We had Duron Cherry, All-Pro for the Chiefs, 5-time All-Pro, probably be in the Hall of Fame, maybe. That's a tough process, but we had him on a Zoom the other day with David Schmidt, and he suffers because of a lot of players, inflammation and headaches. And there's research now that the X39 can help trauma patients, brain patients, head trauma, maybe help reverse some forms of Alzheimer's and dementia. But the new product coming out, the anti-aging age reversal, I believe could be something that gets worldwide attention very, very quickly. So what I want to teach today is how do we monetize that? How do we help people? And for a lot of you, we're not going to talk the big numbers of 50,000, 100,000, which people like Jason have made before. I've been there, but let's talk about an extra 2,000 to 3,000 a month. You know, in order to get 2,000 to 3,000 a month, you probably need about $500,000 in the bank. So when people tell me that's not much money, I'm going to tell you a story about Chuck Wepner, who was a great boxer, and at the height of his glory, he got to fight Muhammad Ali. Well, Stallone was watching, and Stallone, who turned down $400,000 for 20 to 30 because he said, I'm not going to give this movie, Ray, that I wrote. It's about the Chuck Wepner story. I'll take less money if I can star in it. You know what all happened? Well, since Chuck Wepner was part of that, he turned down 1% residual of the Rocky movie for 70 grand. That 1% residual would have paid him over $8 million. Residual income is the 8th wonder of the world. And what I want to teach today, and what I've always been a champion for, and what I believe, and Sheila Earle's right, this is the people franchise, folks. It's been a love-hate relationship. I've been hurt before, but who hasn't? No business is easy. But tell me one business where a person like our sponsor, Ron Rayburn, who's been 35 years cleaning chimneys, can get in a company and within less than a year be making close to $50,000 a month on a diamond investment of $1,700. You tell me one other business. If you want to create an income in anything like a McDonald's, you better put $2 million in escrow. You better be at every meeting. You better buy everything they tell you to buy. You better be at every conference, and you might make $300,000 a year. Maybe. Employees, headaches, insurance you have to have in case somebody falls in your store. You don't need nothing but a phone, internet, and passion. And what I want to do today is teach you what I did to start the business of Lifeway that created, I don't want to say the figure, but I believe it's going to be upwards of 70 to 80,000 a month. My business in the next year, the way we're tracking what people have done in the past. And it's not because I'm that great, because all of you believed one more time in me and the story, but that's possible. And there'll be people that pass me up. And I want you to. I'm your biggest fan. I love when you guys win. I want you to win. And we're going to win together, but I can't do it for you. I think sometimes I want it more bad than you do. I can't pick up the phone. I can't get that list going. But what I did, and I always do, is I get a legal pad out. I wish I had one to show you. Miss Sheila, you have my legal pad somewhere. But the legal pad always starts with the people that I want to work with most. And I go through my phone. When people tell me, I don't know who to call, well, everybody has at least, according to research, at least 300 people on their phones. Some people have 3,000. On that phone is a Jason Borrego. On that phone is a Lavelle Scott, and is a somebody, a Majay, a Phil Franklin, a Jackie. Because every dud knows a stud, and duds know you. And what do duds brag about? You. Oh, I can introduce you to Del Prime. I can introduce you to Jerry Llewellyn. I can introduce you. Well, then let's start putting them down. See, what I did was I put my list together with my upline. I didn't need an upline. I'm doing this. I can do this in my sleep, but it's duplicatable. So when I tell the story, I'm not in it by myself. People want to know what you did. And if it's not duplicatable, they're going to say, I can't do what he did. Two things that people want to know. Can I do it, and can I make money? So I made my list. I went through my phone, and I text 30 people right away the first day or two. One of the first people that called was Dr. Stephen Barnhart. I hadn't talked to him in years, but I PM'd a messenger. Stephen, I believe I found the fountain of youth. This little patch of X39 took away my 1-year battle with foot pain. I think I put debilitating battle with foot pain. I hope it can bless you the way it blessed me. Please watch the video. Oh, and grab some popcorn. You might enjoy it. That was it. He called back the next day. He said, Mr. Passion, what is this? What level should I come in with? Now, I was flabbergasted because in most companies, we all know you have to fight for the credit card, and something always happens. Well, they always say, call me back at 5. You call back at 5, they don't answer. Call me back at 6, they text you. Call back. Well, there's a flat tire today. Oh, my aunt needs me. Something always happens on the way to the bank, as Lavelle would say. You got to fight for that credit card. Here, they were throwing it at me. In fact, I almost got cut by one. That's funny, but it's true almost. So people are saying, how do I get started with that little text messages? And I didn't just close them by myself. I said, wait a minute, Stephen, I'm brand new to this. Let me put some on the phone that's having success. Now, see, even in the Bible, and I'm trying to preach to you, Jesus said you can't be a prophet in your own land. Now, what does that mean? You know, in all of my business of teams that we built that have done over almost 1.5 billion, 1.5 billion we've done as a team in different companies. I never had my sister in a company, never had my brother, never had my parents, never had my aunts, maybe 1 or 2 friends. But see, when I put him on the phone, Stephen didn't see the Mike that failed in one of the companies. He didn't see a guy that he knew forever that may have done something stupid that he remembers. We all do. Ron Raymond became the expert because people believe what they're told, and they believe in someone they don't even know more than they believe in you sometimes. So there's a magic in using someone to help you. It's a team business. Tell me one sport, maybe golf, maybe tennis, but they even have a coach that they rely on where you can win all by yourself without any support. It doesn't happen. So all I said was, Ron has done much better than me because he's been in it before me. He knows the territory. And I don't know if I can get him on the phone, but let me try. See, I'm making Ron feel important, look important. I'm making Ron feel like they're special to talk to Ron because they're special to talk to you because you're special. And this is a real business. So why not make it valuable to have your time being used? So all Ron did was say, hey, listen, what do you like best about what you saw on that video? Well, you know what, Ron, I'm intrigued about what this patch can do for me, or I want to make money. What I always say is great, me too. They can say with anything, but I'm going to say great, me too, because I like it all. And the next question is, what would it take for you to get started on a journey to better your health and possibly share it with people and get paid? You just be quiet. Now, Ron does that. Once I turn over to Ron, I don't say a word. All I say is, once he says, I'm ready, welcome to the family of Lifewave, where do you want your debit card to come to? Now I'm presuming the close because I've got to get an address now. I got to start taking the information to put them in the system. So what I do once I did that is I take my legal pad, which has more names on it now, because now instead of 30, I had 80. And I move that to the next page. Forget all the great technology. I just use an old legal pad for 75 cents at the dollar store. Might be 99 cents now. So I move to the next page from prospect to Lifewave rep. Now what do? I get their list. And I said, Stephen, who do you know you want to call first? The first person you wanted to call was Kathy Stegman. So we called we sent Kathy the 4-minute video on Lifewave, what we had back then, liveyounger.cc. We sent her that video, and within 45 minutes, she called back. Hey, Mike, what's up? I ain't talked to you in a while. I got this text from Stephen. Well, I don't know, Kathy. I'm new to the business. Let me put Ron on the phone. But I had Stephen listening. Why? Because Stephen's going to learn how to do this because it's show and tell. It's a copycat business. It's follow the leader. That's all it is. It's a high paid follow the leader. And I don't say anything's easy, but it's simple. Kathy signed up that night. That was the second day that Stephen was in. See, if we can get people, and I got to get better at doing this like I used to. I got to act like today's the first day I joined Lifewave. And there's 2 big days in Lifewave. The day you get in, the day the business gets in you. And it's in me, but I had to get it in Stephen right away, Stephen Barnhart. So Kathy got started. We started getting Kathy's list, but I wasn't done with Stephen. He still had to go through his list that I got from him. And I also had to get Kathy's list over to him, which I taught him how to do. And now both of them have over 5,000 or 6,000 people in their organization. Folks, they're not, how do I put this? They're not professional networkers. Stephen was a cop. Kathy had an aesthetic business. But see, the system doesn't fail. We fail the system. And I'm going to say right now, I apologize that we haven't taught you guys exactly the recipe that got us here. But we're doing that today. The recipe is you get in, you get the business in you, you get your list out, you make your list today, you start like you're the first day in the business, you start texting out, which I like the video. Welcome to, this is Lifeway with David Schmidt telling the X39 story. Send out 30 of those with the message, hey, I believe I found the fountain of youth. And if you don't have your testimony yet, borrow mine. A friend I met in the company, Michael, had a terrible battle with foot pain and inflammation, and now he's walking miles. If you don't have a story, see, I was talking to a gentleman on Facebook that does Facebook ads at a high level. He said, Mike, 70 to 80% make purchases because of testimonies. People buy people. They just have to hear your story. You have to be a product of the product. You have to be in tune with what Lifewave offers. And I believe a lot what Ron and them say about keeping it simple, keep the main thing the main thing. Everybody needs the X39. Now, I'm also a believer that the other patches will help, but we'll talk about that another day because the pain patch definitely helped me. But see, when you understand the science of network marketing, and everything has a system, from banking to sports, everything successful has a system. And the system is keep it simple, but keep it in a level where you're doing something every day to move your business. And I don't mean shuffling papers. I had one friend tell me, this isn't working for me. I said, okay, Don, tell me what you did today. Well, I went in my office and I started getting this ready and getting that ready. I got my computer on. I bought a new phone. I did all this. Did you send any videos out? Did you talk to anybody that you followed up with? No, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Well, the people you talk to today could be the Jasons tomorrow. Every person you contact, what I would do is I would visualize, because I was in a hole when I first got in networking, a financial hole. And I figured every person I called was me digging out of my hole. And some didn't work out, and some put the dirt back on me. But what if there were 4 aces in a deck, which there are, and that one ace could give me hope enough to go to the second ace? And every ace that I got could potentially be $1 million for me. Would I stop after 10 cards that were not aces if I knew the next one could be? See, the visualization is get a deck of cards out and do the visualization where you start turning the cards. You might go 20 cards before there's an ace. But just keep dealing the cards. There's 4 aces in there. And you taproot to find the fruit. You go wide to make a living. You go deep to create wealth. I've always said the greatest leaders in this business recruit to make a living and develop leaders to create wealth. And I hope if I can do one thing is to give you the hope that if this guy, Mike Accurso, that was a misfit in corporate America, as I had ADD so bad, the doctor said, Margaret, this kid has ADHD, high definition AD. I've never seen anything like it. But she didn't want to put me on Ritalin, so I had to suffer through it. I remember getting a job selling cars out of college, and I couldn't stand sitting there. I felt like a lion in a cage. So the next day, the GM, Pat Otta, came to me and said, Michael, I was told you took 6 lunches yesterday. And I was 210 pounds back then. You don't look like you can eat that much. I said, Pat, I can't do this. What do you mean, Mike? I've known your family. I wanted to give you a shot. I said, I get it, and I appreciate it. But I feel like I'm a prisoner on this lot, man. People waiting. I got to wait here for hours for someone to walk in, and if they don't, I got to wait some more. What kind of deal is that? It's not for me. A lot of people make a lot of money selling cars, but I just couldn't sit there. So when I fell in network marketing, and my first venue into network marketing was when I went to a convention, and there was a gentleman who had Muhammad Ali in the middle of the ring at the Bally's, and I was 27 years old, and they're giving awards away and people cheering. I said, I don't care what they're selling. I want to be a part of that. And that was network marketing, my first foray into network marketing. I never even heard of it before. And that started my journey into a business that I feel we need now more than ever. People are hurting and they've lost hope because there's no avenue anymore, especially with COVID now. Companies are downsizing that were booming. Airbnb, Rolex are laying off people. But in the last 60 days, network marketing has been unleashed to the world in a way that we've never seen before, because people have to make choices on a better way. They have to fill the need of the money they lost from getting laid off. The government can't support us the rest of our life. We have to make it happen, Captain. And I believe the only way for a lot of people to not be a greeter at Walmart is to go into network marketing with a company that has a chance to become one of the best of all time. What a blessing we have. I tell people Lifewave gave me my life back, not just in the way I feel, but the way that I see hope for that Michael Accurso can retire one day with dignity. And what does retire mean? I'm still going to be on the road going to conventions and and hopefully back then we can hug people again. But I'll be there with you. I'll never leave you. But see, we all have that dream. What's your dream today? Is it a new home? Is it a new car? What's your why? What's your goal? Like Zig Ziglar says, if you don't write down your goal, you're just a walking misnomer. 78 people, according to Vanderbilt University, that write down a goal. 78% of people that write down a goal don't hit it exactly, but they at least get close. Out of the people that don't write a goal and look at it periodically, there's a huge failure rate. So folks, start your business today. Let it get in you. Look at the Lifewave opportunity. Look at the big picture. We're breaking records. Every month is better than the next. And now they listen to me. I said, I love the company, but it's great to hit manager, but give people a bonus. Because people love carrots. Big people love carrots. Small people love carrots. And now they did it this month. I hope they continue. But we got so many people hitting manager now. You get a bonus. And the person that sponsors you gets 50% of it. Director bonus. All the way to senior presidential. And how about Phil Franklin? Senior director, $1,500. The bonus before, they paid him $500 to $1,000. He's going to double dip this month. And Jason Borrego, his sponsor, gets half that. Man, so you're going to have a $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month, man. We didn't do that before in other companies this quick. See, the company, Mr. Smith's committed to put another $1 million back into the company. When other people are downsizing and finding ways to take away, he's putting back in for infrastructure because we are in hyper growth. We are heading toward momentum. Let me tell you what that means. My friend Nathan Ricks at New Skin has made documented probably over $70 million in New Skin. And all he said was, I said, Nathan, how did you do that? Because he's going to retire this year. He said, Mike, every day I woke up like it was my first day in New Skin. I remember the first day I got in, I felt hope. I felt like I can win. I can be somebody. I can maybe change the world one person at a time. And all I did every day was find, who can I bless? Who can I bless? And back then they didn't have technology. He said I had to sometimes walk to go meet people. And man, did he do it. And then he bought property in Salt Lake where people are now housing their companies in the property they bought. It was a rags to riches story, but he was consistent. He stayed the course. People told him, you're crazy, Nathan. Get out of that stupid pyramid. Get out of that thing. It's a ripoff. And he said, you know what? That ripoff is going to change my life. And see, what I like to do is prove people wrong. Kind of like with Jordan, he would make up stuff that other players might have said that he couldn't win the championship, that he wasn't going to win another 4 or 5 championships after the first one. So I heard in that documentary, they actually made up a story that one of the players said, I forgot who it was. It might have been Isaiah, or I can't remember this second, but he got back to him that they said that Jordan's washed up. Well, he went out with the flu, 100-something temperature, and scored, I think, 40 or 50 that night. See, what drives you? What gets you out of bed every day? What gets you saying, today's my day? Maybe there's someone out there that needs me. I haven't met him yet. And my motto is, we're going to help the world one patch at a time. And if Bill Fox is on, you can unmute yourself. Bill, let me know that you're on if you are on. I think you are.
I'm here, buddy.
Bill, you know, we go back now to 1998, and you were a young man, and you gave me a goal, and I was just 30, and you gave me a goal, Bill, that you wanted to be the fastest director maybe in the company. And you actually gave it to our CEO and founder that you would, I said, Bill, just write it down and I'll give it to Mike. And you did. We remember going into Topeka, we handed it to him. And man, you did do that. And I always said, Bill Fox, pound for pound, might be one of the most blessed, most God-given talent guys I've ever met. And I know you went on to create wealth in several companies, one being Organo Gold and CyberWise. But God brought us back together again, Bill, for the greatest journey, the greatest evolution of our career that we could ever hope for in Lifewave. Bill, you're off to a fast start. You're heading toward top levels in a short period of time with your great team, with Sam and Bill. There's too many to mention now, but once you come on board and tell us what brought you back in the game of network marketing to score touchdowns and win the championship with Lifewave, Bill Fox.
Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you for those kind words. First of all, I want to share with everybody, I think the world of Mike Accurso. Mike Accurso was my first mentor in this industry, and he was somebody that didn't do it with words. He did it with action. He was somebody that was there for me hand in hand, and some of the things that he shared today. It's so important, so oftentimes we get started in this industry and we feel like we're bugging somebody, or we feel like we can't reach out, or we feel like somebody's too busy. And the simple fact is that only costs you. A true leader is a servant leader, and a servant leader is available for you. And even though people get busy at times, there's time to get back to you. There's time to help you. There's time to give you what you need, because this is about you from a business standpoint. Mike, why did I decide to get back into the industry after 5 years of being retired for the industry? To be quite honest, I hadn't found anything that I felt I could get passionate about. I hadn't found anything that I felt I could put my name on and go back to a market and an industry that I absolutely loved. And it was really, truly what David's created. It's really, truly something unlike I've ever seen before. And, I know on this phone, oftentimes we talk about training and we talk about the business, and obviously we're all here to be able to create a business income and to help our families in that regard. But I got to tell you, Mike, you and I talk about it all the time. It's just amazing. We have a phrase, we jokingly but sincerely tell people we think that the company should change the motto to "This is crazy." Simply because it's just amazing when you see people that have had health challenges, when you see people that have had pain, chronic type pain for whether it's a couple months, a couple years, or in many aspects, 10, 15, 20 years. And within seconds, within minutes, within hours, within days, somebody has a reduction in pain or is pain-free, as we see many times. I believe it's a much bigger mission. It's a cause to make a difference. Mike, you said to go out and help people one patch at a time. We're changing lives. We're making a difference in people's lives. And I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a product like this. Some of the leadership that this company has hired, I've had the opportunity to meet a couple people on the corporate side. Some of the people they brought to the table, we don't get to hear about that every day, but they brought some of the top of the tip top in this industry to corporate to help facilitate the growth of this business and to help you succeed with a product none of us have ever seen before. And, Mike, I love the fact that every single person, I can have that belief and conviction to say, when I give them a sample, this is going to work for you. Not only is it going to work for you, it's going to work for you great. And I can say that with 100% conviction because it's scientifically proven. See, folks, this product's going to help for every single person, not if, not maybe, every single person it is going to help. It is clinically proven. It's not, the proof is in the printout, if you will. And I think that it's phenomenal to be able to share this with somebody. But I will say, it's interesting, Mike, because as a business guy and as somebody who's built businesses for many different years in the networking industry and outside the industry, each and every day I wake to start the day thinking I get to go help somebody today. I don't know that I've ever had a business entity where really, truly, I forgot that there was a business entity. And I mean that in the most positive way, folks, in saying, I'm so excited to help people. I'm so excited to hear the next testimonial. I'm so excited to see what it does for people or their own personal story, that I feel so blessed that there happens to be a business opportunity attached to it. Because let's put this into perspective. We all know how powerful this product is. We all know what it's doing for people. We all know that it's something nobody's ever seen before. And that's not hype. That's real. It's literally documentable. And I think that that's what's so powerful, is that each and every day we get to go out and share and help people. And by the way, there's a business entity attached to it where you get to generate income. And, Mike, when you called me, I know what you had gone through with your health, and you're a close, dear friend and a brother to me, and somebody I love dearly and known for years. And I knew when you made the comment to me about how this had saved your life, that wasn't hype, that wasn't a network marketing comment, that was something very serious, because I knew what you had been through. And that's in the awesome thing about that, Mike, and I didn't realize it at the time, you're one of thousands and thousands and thousands of stories. And it's a testament to the product. So folks, what I'd say is just be yourself. I mean, share something that's magical. Mike gave some great training today. Jason Braco provides us with some amazing stuff. There's such great leaders. Just the biggest thing is just tap in and follow that. And, you know, as Mike said, in terms of sharing some of the different things with goals, you know, folks, that throughout my career, there's times I've been really good at written goals and times where I haven't been. And I always try to sharpen the axe. And I appreciate, Mike, when we get on calls like this and you remind us of different things that can help us be better, that can help us succeed. But the simple fact is we're all human beings. And I think for the most part, most of us like to help others. And this is the perfect business for that. So I want to just say thank you, my brother. I love you. I appreciate you. You're doing so many amazing things for people, not just here in the United States, but around the world. You're an amazing leader. You're a great servant leader. And I will tell you, I said a long time ago, buddy, I've been in this business for years. There aren't many people I know in the industry as a whole that have the reputation and the love that you do. And it's because of what you provide for people. It's what you provide helping people. It's your ability to really, truly be a servant leader. And that has to happen with action. And you prove it every single day. So thank you, Mike, so much for having me on. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. Eloquent speaking, phenomenal leader. And you're going to hear more and more from Bill, then Sam, then Bill James. It just goes on and on. See, we're in the business of promoting, of telling you how much we care. Not like corporate America, tearing you down so that you feel bad so you don't get that raise. No, this is a business where it doesn't matter the color. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you've been. It matters the desire and the heart that you have to win. I mean, look at everyone that has won in this industry. They're all colors, they're all shapes, from women to African American to Chinese. It doesn't matter. It's a people business. It's the only business where you don't get limited on someone telling you how much you can make. The more you sponsor this, the more matches you get. And I want to break down just for a minute the essence of how important the manager position is now, especially with the bonus this month. Manager is 2 silvers or above that you personally sponsor on your left, 2 on the right, and then you upgrade, or if you already are a gold or higher, you're a manager. Now, what does that mean? That puts you in the book of Lifewave as a leader, and that's going to mean something. Maybe not right now, but there's going to be something coming down the pike I can't talk about. I'm just telling you, manager is so important to create a manager machine mentality, so that what you want to do with that new recruit is to get them to manager. Now, how do we break that down so they can understand it? I always said you eat an elephant one bite at a time. The first thing to do is to get that list and find out who's their Bill Fox on that list. And you got to kiss a lot of frogs to find that prince. But we're going to pay you a lot of money if you find a Bill Fox, if you find a Jackie, if you find a Diane Galloway. We're going to pay you more money you could even spend. Because, see, the comp plan is unlimited on the personal. I mean, David Jumper, I can say it's a training, is well over $300,000 a month. And there's people now in Japan, our biggest market, over $200,000 a month. They didn't start with the downline. They started with that list that had someone on it that liked someone that liked someone else. A few turned into 100, 100 turned into 10,000, and they've got generational wealth. Well, why not us? They're no better than us. They put their pants on the same way. I read a funny story. There's a new machine that puts your pants on differently. I want to look at that deal. But what I'm trying to tell you is where you're at right now doesn't define you. What defines you is that we believe in you. I see in every person a person that wants to come out that's a champion. I always said, Bill, when I look at people, I don't see just one person. I see thousands behind them saying, go, Bill, go, lead us into something. Bring us something where we can win. Get me out of this JOB. There's a single mom back there saying, I'm tired of working 2 jobs. I'm sick and tired of no hope. I'm about ready to give up. I'm ready to chuck it all up because I was there. I wanted to go on to the next realm. I didn't want to live anymore. But you know what? I knew that there might be something. And when Peter called me and was relentless and said, Mr. Passion, you got to get it. I'm not going to mail it to you, because he knew if he mailed it to me, I wouldn't probably open it. You got to go out and touch someone. This is a contact sport. I know with COVID it's different. But if you mail a pouch, call them and make sure they put it on. Just like Duran, I couldn't give it to Duran personally, Duran Cherry. His beer distributorship isn't open. He doesn't have people come in because of COVID. But man, I made sure he got that. And when he got it, I said, Duran, what are you doing? What do you mean, Mike? Have you got that patch? Yeah, it's laying on my table. Why? I said, put it on. He's an all-pro, man. He's my friend. Put it on, Duran. Well, how do I do it? I'm going to send you the video right now on the protocol. And now he's talking to our owner about going to the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs, and having David Schmidt possibly doing a research study on football players. Man, come on, somebody. Get excited today. People will say, Mike, how do you do it? Because I put gas and I light myself on fire, and people come and watch you burn. I'm not anything special. I couldn't even speak in front of a crowd. I had a speech impediment. My mom used to pay big money, and we didn't have much money, so somebody could tutor me on how to speak correctly. I remember the first time I was on stage, Bill, I pulled my tie so many times. People said, man, I thought you were going to pull your tie off. I was nervous. But Charlie Hubbard told me one thing that changed my life. He said, Mike, why are you afraid to speak to people in front of public? Are you afraid to speak to Bill one-on-one? I said, no. Then act like you're speaking to one person when there's thousands out there. That one thing changed my life. I spoke in front of thousands of people. But you know what? You don't have to right now. We got Zoom calls. We got phone calls. We got support for you. There's an army of people helping people. So let's do it today. Make that list. Remake that list. Go buy that legal pad. Start writing down people on your phone. Go to the memory jogger. You can Google memory jogger. Go through it. Go through that list. Start sending out the video that you like. I like This Is Lifewave. Put a message. Tell my story. Tell your story. Tell somebody's story. And then let us help you follow up. I'm available almost 6 days a week for 3-way conference calls. Just text me and say, Mike, I have someone at 2 o'clock. They watched the video. I'm probably on a 3-way. I'll have to get back with you. But I will get back with you. So, folks, let's create a manager this week for you, this month. And then let's help 3 to 5 people become managers. Because what I want to start, heading into the biggest time of our life in network marketing, the fall, which has always been the #1 money-making time in network marketing, because people have their kids back in school, summer vacations are over, they're focused on making money for the holiday, is I want to create a millionaire boot camp with people that have made over $1 million or more to help mentor you. And they ain't going to charge you. It's not going to an event where you got to put up $1,000, none of that. We win because you win. It's all free. I want to support it with my own money. And I want to take people that are directors and above into a realm within 1 year they're set free financially, where money's not an issue. Now, what does that mean, money not being an issue? That means that you go on vacation, your bills are paid, you get your pay card with you, and if you want to stay on vacation, you can. That's freedom. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire. It's consistent income that lasts forever if you invest it right. We're going to teach you how to invest, and I need help on that. I had a friend the other day come to me and said, Mike, you made a lot of money. Now it's time to keep it. And he's right. I'm going to invest in some properties that have incredible things happening in certain parts of the country, like Tennessee. But again, it all starts today. Get the business in you. Get on fire. Get excited about something. Don't watch the news anymore. CNN is constant negative news. All I know is I see Cooney out in South Africa winning. I see Boy in the Philippines winning. I see Bill in San Diego winning. I see people in this company winning. There's not a recession at Lifewave. It's prosperity central. So folks, let's do it together. Let's do it as a family. Let's do it to help somebody if you don't want to help yourself. Because some people need to love themselves and they love others more and they want to help that person. Well, do it for some reason and write down that reason. Write down your goal. What do you want to provide for Christmas? What kind of car do you want? I know that I want to build a home in January. I have everything written down of what I want it to look like. Folks, what do you want? What is your desire? What's going to get you out of bed in the morning? What's going to keep you up writing down names and do what I do and messaging people before I go to bed? I try to message at least 10 people to 20 on Messenger. That same message. It hasn't changed. John, I believe I found the fountain of youth. This little white patch, X39, I took a picture and sent it to him on that text. It's changed my life. I believe it can change yours. It took my 1-year battle of pain away. Watch this video. Hope it blesses you or someone you know. And they're going to probably call you back or text you. If they don't, hey, it doesn't matter. Next. The next, see, I don't mind collecting those because that gets me closer to a yes, because the numbers say that you got to talk to 10 people to get one interested. In Lifeway, the numbers are much higher because it's not white noise. It's not like a weight loss or a pill if people are tired of taking. When you say stem cell therapy, they're all wanting to know, or they have a friend that took it, or they're looking into it, or they want to get injections, or they know that Time Magazine said it's the new medicine. We have the hottest topic with a 50-year-old company getting ready to go to $1 billion with a company that's coming out with a product like an iPhone. Every year there's a new evolution of the iPhone. Well, X39 is our iPhone. And the evolution of Lifewave will be heard around the world when that new telomere product comes out. I wasn't supposed to say that, Sheila, but you can't keep a networker from saying nothing. I'm excited about this business. Who can I go out and patch today? I'm going to go for a walk, and I take patches with me. Heck, sometimes they fall out of my pocket because I want to help somebody. I want to get that smile on their face. I want to see them excited about life again because it's too short to live unhappy. You got a chance to win like you've never won before with a company that's going to set records. So build your team now so when that new product comes out, you double and triple in size. You got more people telling the story. That's all it is. In the beginning, it was me telling the story. Then it was Steve telling the story. Then it was Kathy telling the story. And then Jason started telling the story. And pretty soon there's thousands telling the story. And that's how you create wealth. It's nothing special. It's nothing hard, but it's consistency. And it is network marketing. So folks, I want to unmute the lines if you can. Let's all give Phil Franklin a congratulations for hitting senior director. We're going to do better recognition. Anybody that hit manager, I want to say thank you. I'm proud of you. Anybody that hit any rank, I'm going to say thank you. I'm proud of you. Phil Franklin, we started a call when I first got in. We're going to do a call until Christmas to get people excited. He does that every night now, him and Jackie. They've kept it going. So Phil Franklin, congratulations.
Hey, Michael.
Everybody on this call, congratulations.
Hey,
Lavelle,
can
I'm
I
going to have you say a few words to close it out, Lavelle Scotton. And I believe you're heading toward presidential, Mr. Lavelle, you and your lovely wife. And look at Chuck Walker. Chuck Big Cat Walker has put in 24 hours 3 diamonds. Lavelle?
Hey, Mike, thanks for letting my wife and I share. I want to thank everybody for being on this call, and I want to thank Jason and Bill. And guys, I just want to share from my wife and I. My wife's been around the industry 30 years. I've been over 20 years. And I want to share something that was said to me when I first got involved in network marketing. It was said, if you want to make some money, don't miss anything, sit up front, pay attention, and take the notes. And I'm still doing that to this day. And I was taking notes today, And I was listening to all of the information from Bill and Mike. And guys, you know what came to me today is keep it super simple. See, because 80% of the people do 20% of the work in network marketing. 20% of the people do 80% of the work. And what that means is, if you can tell somebody, look, like Mike said, just go manager this month. Keep it super simple, because the superstars, they're going to do whatever they're going to do anyway. But if you can say, hey, let me just help you become manager this month and duplicate that, you watch what happens to your team. And I always like to say to myself is, back to the drawing board. Guys, find out what works for you. And I'm just telling you, if you keep it super simple, keep it super simple, because people want to say, I can do that, because nobody likes to fail. You got to say, look, you can do this. Go get 4 people this month. Some people are going to do it in their first day. Some people do it in their first week, but everybody can do it in their first month. Everybody can do it. And that's the key. The word is everybody. You gotta keep it